Good morning, children. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 9, Heredity and Variation. And you all know about heredity. We have often heard people saying about heredity, talking about heredity. Whenever we see any sportsman, we see, he's got this character inherited. His father was also a good player. Or if suppose someone is a good singer, we say, see that it is in the family that his father or his mother also used to be a good singer. So that is how we are accumulating, how we are understanding the term heredity. We are thinking that is heredity is passing of character and any character. Whereas heredity is not like that. Very often we say that diabetes is a hereditary disease. That is, if your family someone had diabetes, you will also have diabetes. But it is not always true. Their heredity we are understanding in a wrong term. In biologically, heredity is passing of character from one generation to next. Character means it is character as well as it is trait. Now character and trait are two different things. Character is like having ears in this location is character, and trait means the shape of the ear can be any different shape, like some may have long hair, some may have short hair, some may have free lobes, some may have attached lobes, some may have hair on the ear, some may not have that hair and different other character traits are there. Now traits are something different, the characters are something different. Heredity involves the characters, passing of characters from one generation to another, as well as passing of the traits. Okay, often we find that the characters are always passing, but the traits may have some variation or some differences. So heredity is a quite interesting topic, and it is one of the oldest topic in the sense that is right from the time of human being has been evolved on the earth. They started observing various type of things, and they saw that a dog is giving birth to a pup, and a pig is always giving birth to a pigling, and a neem tree seed will always give rise a neem plant, and a mango tree seed will always give rise a mango plant. You do anything, you give any amount of any different type of food, whatever you do, whatever type of condition you put them, whatever type of thing you keep, fertilizer you give to the plant, you cannot change a mango tree into a neem tree, or neem tree into mango tree, or a pigling into a puppy, or puppy into a pigling, because the heredity are there because of its DNA, its chromosomes, not because of some the external features. Okay, whether someone can sing or cannot sing, whether someone can swim or cannot swim, whether someone can play or cannot play, these are not inheritable character, they are learned character. If I had to learn singing, I require two things. One, I should have a vocal cord suiting to it, and second, I should know to sing. I should have an aptitude to learn the ups and downs of the song. So I must know that the tune, and I must know the ragas and all, and whatever types of things are required for heredity. So those type of things which we learn in due course of time, they are not heredity, rather they are learned things. Okay. Now there are often, there is always or often there is a confusion. Okay. Now whether somebody can play cricket or cannot play cricket is actually a learned behavior. And what heredity contributes? Heredity contributes only the muscular strength, the ability to move the body and all. Okay, heredity is contributing that much only. Now not all players children are player, and those who are player, their parents were not always player. Okay, because it is learned. Okay, if I don't know swimming, that doesn't mean my children cannot learn swimming. They can of course learn swimming. If I cannot sing, that doesn't mean my children will not be able to sing, because that is learned behavior. And if they are singing, then that is no heredity involving in that. Okay, so one must know that what is the difference between inheritable traits and what are the difference, what is non-heritable traits. Not all the characters are hereditary, or not all the characters are inheritable characters. Okay, so that is very important to know. And when I was talking about a dog is always giving a birth to a puppy, or a pig is always giving birth to a pigling, there is a heredity. you can never change the characteristics which are found in the offspring. It cannot be that the puppy's face will become a pig-like face, or the pig-like organism's face will become cow-like organism and all. They will always have heredity. Now, the second thing is the traits. The traits shows a great number of variation, but not all the characters are always have traits. Now, if our stomach has some of the gastric cells, and those who are secreting HCl, no matter you take human being from anywhere in the world, those cells will always be producing HCl. So there is no difference in their traits. Now, what difference can be there? That the amount of the HCl produced may be different. Okay? But HCl will be HCl only. However, the eye color, if I talk about the green eye color, red eye color, we don't have red color. So, green eye color, brown eye color, or black eye color, they are the traits. But the shape of the eyes are same. So, where the eye color has to come, that place is same. So, inheritance is there, at the same time variation is also there. So, those two things you must understand. Now, if we look at those people who have got their Dadaji, Dadiji, lucky people, those who have got some grandparents at home, they can sit with them, or they can compare their characters with their Dadaji, Dadiji and all. Do their nose, do their ear, do their eyes, do their hair, do their other body part are similar to their grandparents? Some may be, but there is a great variation. Now the question is, where this variation come from? If the heredity is always like that, the father's character will come to the children, and children's character will come into the further children. Then from the great grandparents to the grandparents to the parents to us, the character should not have differed, but it is not so. However, you will find there is a less variation found in asexually reproducing organisms, because they involve only one parent, and they involve only one kind of cell division, that is called mitosis. And we have studied the mitosis is exact duplication of their cell, so there is no variation. However, they are also showing variation. So now, what is the heredity of that? Okay. So all these issues we had to discuss in this chapter. Now, when I said we have little difference from our parents, we have a little more difference from our grandparents, we have got all the more greater difference with our grandparents. And if we get to see a photograph, a picture of or some of the relatives of 10 generation back, or 5 generation back, or something like that, there will be great difference. Now, where this variation has come from? Or if I put in the same way, did Adam look like me? Or Eve look like any of women, which is like any of girl of our class, or any of woman or lady which you see around him? Even two ladies are not same. Now, whom she was showing similarity? Adam and Eve never had any variation. The first organisms were exactly same height, same hair, same nose, same ear, same blood, same skin color. Now the question is, where these variations have come from? There are number of questions which people worried of, and all the more bigger worry was that how to get an organism or an offspring or a plant or an animal with a better character. Suppose one who was involved in the agriculture, he always wanted to grow such sugarcane which give more juice per kilogram or per quintal of sugarcane, or a farmer always wanted to produce more yield from his land because of its kind of seed is used, or a dairy farmer always wanted to get more milk per lactation period from a cow or a buffalo. So his interest was that my cow is giving good milk. Say for example, one farmer is there, dairy farmer is there, and who's got a cow and which is giving 14 kg of milk at a time. He would always interested to get the what you call calf, which on turn becoming a cow will also produce that same quantity of milk, but it is not so. Very often it never happens. Why? Because the sexually reproducing organisms are involving two parents. Now, it depends on what type of character the other parent will contribute, and that is how the offspring will. So farmer always interested to get a high yielding variety. The person who is involved in any of agriculture, even so, if you see in our surrounding, if any of the father want to get his son married or a daughter married, he will go and choose one of the most suitable person as a bride or bridegroom. So when they go, they inquire about that. Does he or she able to sing or dance, or how good they were in studies, what games or sports they were taking part in, did they get any sort of certificates on? Why? What the parents' character, to be wife's character, that is daughter-in-law's character, has to do with listen. You to only see that whether he or she is getting enough of income to run the family. But no, why? Because we know if the parents are good, the children which are produced by them will also be good. It is the experience of the people says. Very rarely you will find that the parents are of no good and their children become excellent in something. So it was a common practice, it was a common understanding of the people that the characters inherit from the parents to the offspring, and thus if the parents are of good characters, then the probability of a good character children will be more than to get a good character children from any. Now when I am talking about character, I am not talking about the moral character, I am talking about the characters which we are interested in. Suppose it is cow, we want to get more milk, that is one character. If it is a bull, we want to get the more physical work done, that is a character. If it is a horse, the running capacity and that is the load bearing capacity is the character. When it is any other animal, we will see some other character. If it is a sheep, we will see that how much wool and what quality of wool it produces, that is the character. So the character, you don't simply think about that whether you will be a thief or you will be a good behavior or like that is also character. That is they are moral character, they are learned character. Even if twins are there, one may you may keep into a good company, another you may. We are often seen in Hindi movies, Judwas, where one child bichad jata hai and it goes to some and it goes into brought about by some of the gamblers and all, and that son becomes something like that, and the other one is the police. So that is a very common thing. That is the learned behavior. That is the attitude which we learn. Okay? That character I am not talking about. I am talking about the physical character what we got, and that is the character which we get from our parents. Okay, so now the question is, the scientists always wanted to know that how the characters will pass from one generation to other, and which character will pass, and what to do in order to get a high milk producing cow or a buffalo, or how to get a more high yielding variety of the wheat or a gram or any other thing. So that was their interest, and one common thing they all understood, that if the parents are good, that it is a tendency that the offspring can also be good. So they were using this, and in India also we had produced so many varieties of the rice and so many varieties of wheat and so many other varieties of the animals, the cows and buffaloes and horses and all, using this technique by choosing the better parents and crossing between them. But scientists always wanted to know the basis of it, why it is so. Why it is so? What makes the horse to produce male only, stallion only, or a dog to produce only pups, and a pig to produce pigling only, and why a neem to produce neem tree only, and why when the parents are of good character, their children also tend to be of good character. And if at all there is a variation, why the variation are there? So it was always a question. And lot of people came out with various ideas. Some said it is because of mixing of the characters of the two parents. Mixing of the characters. Mixing of the character means if you have got a black dog and you have got a white dog bitch and you have a cross between them, their offspring, that is the pups, we will get with some black and some white spots. Or their body will have somewhere black color, somewhere white color, two colors will be there, but that random. That is called mixing. Some say it is not mixing, it is blending. You put the two characters in mixing and blend them together, and whatever result comes, that will come. So that way, with black dog and white bitch and a cross is done, you will get all the pups of grey color. Is it so? No. We don't get so. Okay. So the mixing was also not always correct. Blending was also not always correct. Some said it is because of the mixing of the blood. They wanted to know that what part is actually responsible for inheritance. So they put idea that mixing of the blood is the reason. Now, not all the organs have blood. Not all the organs have blood. The plants don't have any blood. Their lower organs do not have any blood. Amoeba, Hydra, Paramecium never had any blood. So how they will pass their character? Whereas amoeba is always producing amoeba. No amoeba can give rise to Paramecium, or no Paramecium can give rise to an elephant. So heredity they are even showing. Then where the mixing and where the blending and where the mixing of blood. So people were not confident to give the reason. Some even said it is because of the vapor theory. At the time of mating, when the two bodies come together, they produce some kind of vapor, and it is the mixing of these vapor will design that what type of characters. What a foolish thing. The fish lay their eggs and the sperms in the water. Their bodies are not coming even in contact, so there is no vapor produced, and even if had the vapor produced, it was dissolved in the water only. A papaya tree is there, and another papaya tree is there, and the pollen coming from here to there, where mating. Yet papaya will always give papaya only, not mango, or a jackfruit, or a watermelon. So heredity is shown, but not because of the vapor. So all these were foolish ideas which prevailed in the history. And that was the time it was only what you call philosophy. You need not to give any experimental evidence. So philosophy you can give anything. You can just give your idea. No, and choose such an animal which takes almost 5 to 6 years for breed. By the time people will also forget what idea you gave. So that was going on. Then came one of the scientists, you must have heard the name, Charles Robert Darwin. Charles Robert Darwin came out with his idea of pangenesis. He said that each part of the body contributes some particles, and it is these particles, particle from finger, particle from thumb, particle from palm, particle from wrist, particle from each particle of the body contributes, each part of the body contributes some particles, and he called these particles as gemmules. And he said the gemmules of the parents mix together and decide the characters of offspring. There will be blending or there will be mixing, whatever. People readily accepted his idea. But then there was a scientist named as August Weismann. He was doing some experiment. He took one pair of rats and he cut their tail and allowed them to breed. And when the offspring, that is the small rats born, all had tails. He said, gemule kahan se aaya? When the tail is not there, tail should not produce gemule. So somebody said, because by the time you cut the tail, they already produce gemule. So this time when the rats were born, immediately cut the tail. No sooner the rats are born, immediately cut the tail. Yet, and this he kept on and on for several generations, but he did not find even a single rat born without tail. All Doberman We have a habit, we have a this is practice कि उनका tail काट देते हैं, but we have not found any Doberman born without tail. We got several tribes in which the people are having their ears poked, but we have not found even a single baby born with poked ear. We got several tribes where people are getting tattooed done on their body, but we have not found any single baby with tattoo on the body. Okay? So this is also discarded. So this is how we see so many ideas prevailed, but idea after ideas they all failed. Now, to understand it better, there was a man named as Jean Baptiste. There was a man named as John Gregor Mendel. John Gregor Mendel was actually an Austrian scientist. Austrian. And he was actually not interested in bio. Okay? He was a very good mathematician. And his topic of interest was statistical analysis, statistics. You all know, you must be knowing that statistics, what the statistics is. So when this person was studying about the statistics, that time, since not lot of data were available, statistics is the science of data. You all know, because when you see cricket, you see the statistics says this person has made so many runs, इसका average score इतना है, and this person's average wicket taking this thing is this much, and so we are how we calculate that by putting this thing, taking the consideration of their data in the previous matches. Now a person who is having first match, debut match, he don't have any data, so उसका कोई वो नहीं है. Now whatever he makes in the first match only, if he makes centuries, then his strike rate is above 100. In the first match only a bowler takes 5 wickets, his wicket keeping average is 5 wickets per match, because he has done only one match, and next 5 match he does not take a single wicket, तो क्या हो गया, 1 wicket per match हो जाएगा. ठीक है, तो this is how that. Now statistics need data. Now when this person who wanted to study about the statistics, he wanted to add data. अब उस टाइम कोई कार तो बिक नहीं रही थी. There were not many scooters also. There were not much of data were available. What data to take? Probably where he was living, all the houses also used to be of same shape. At the most data what he could have collected, that how many people have, what is the income range, or what is the what are the some, like not much data was. So this person, when he was studying about what do you call it, priesthood. So suppose this college was here and his hostel was here. So when he used to go from his hostel to college, so in between there used to be number of fields. There were number of fields, and all these fields, the agriculture used to be done, and most of them used to grow pea plant. So he used to pass from these pea fields and used to observe that the pea plants can be produced throughout years, and there are several variations. Some plants are tall, some are dwarf, some purple flowers, some give white flowers, some have yellow pods, some have green pods, some have yellow seeds, some have green seeds, some have round seeds, some have wrinkled seed, and some have flowers at their tip and some have flowers at their axis and all. So this is how so then every day he was passing through. So he thought, let me have a statistical analysis on these characters. And while studying the statistics on the pea plant, he come across some of the laws of inheritance. So we will study about law of inheritance given by the John Gregor Mendel in the next lecture. Thank you, children.